Oh, so delicious. Welcome back to another episode at Pleasurelit with Patricia. I invite you to take 3 conscious breaths with me so we can all land for this episode and just take that moment to reconnect with ourselves. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose into our belly, and we're going to sigh it out through the mouth. So deep breath in and out. We're going to take another deep breath in through the nose and exhale. We're going to do one more and give yourself full permission to soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. You can also place a hand on your heart. You can close your eyes and try to extend the exhale and just really voice it out. And maybe you also want to move your body slightly, whatever feels good to you. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and release. You know, this has become my favorite part of recording the podcast. It just really helps in taking a moment to connect with self. And I do have to say, I feel very content and relaxed today. Might have been the shift in astrology. I think we have shifted with this new moon in Aries, and something is happening. I've also felt the shift at the start of the year of the horse energy, where now I can also just feel the shift of being really content and grounded. And something that I have used the last couple of days, while I had moments where I might have felt a little bit overwhelmed, like yesterday when I was driving up to the shopping centers and plazas to do all the shopping and the cleaning and all the household. I had moments where I was really like, and I used the sniff, sigh breath tool. It's kind of, the thing is, once you have explored different kind of breathing tools, you become very self-aware on when to apply what for yourself. And this is why I love teaching different tools so you can explore and try them out. And the same with my son. And if you've listened to one of the episodes where I said my son was angry and I got triggered, and how I am giving him tools where he can now pick and choose. And sometimes it's try and error. And we use a few different ones until until you find the one that lands in that moment. And that is all that it is for everybody, really, myself included, exploring and finding out which ones work when best for you. So when I was driving, I was like, I could feel a little bit like of an overwhelm. And I was just really briefly deep in. I took a deep breath in. I told you I'm in a very relaxed state here today. So deep breath in. And then when you think you finished, you just take another little sip of it and then sigh it out. And this can be really, really regulating for the nervous system. So just one of them. So if you're doing it really fast, that can actually be the opposite of very activating, but just this slow one can be really smoothing. And something I would love to share this week specifically is sleeping, how sleeping impacts our well-being, our pleasure, how it impacts our health, and how important it is not just to also sleep good, but also to make it pleasurable. Because as you know by now, we don't just stop at regulation, nervous system regulation. We go a step further. We are going to feel deliciously turned on. We are going to feel radiant. So we're going to take it a step further. How can we make things more pleasurable? And Pleasurelit sleeping is actually a part within my book because it is a portal to pleasure. And in my best-selling book, The Pleasurelit Way, I talk about 29 different portals to pleasure on the 4 pathways to pleasure. And the sleeping is one of them, because when you get good quality sleep and a good amount of that, you are going to feel more energized. You're going to feel more pleasure. If you are not getting enough sleep, if it's very broken sleep and it's not good quality sleep, this will really impact your well-being and also your pleasure. You will get moody, tired. And I'm going to specifically speak here to high-functioning women. And what I mean by high-functioning women is the woman who is very high ambitious women, high achieving women, the perfectionist, the good girl, the independent one, the strong woman, the people pleaser, the one who really early learned that being good and doing is the path to go. And that, if we are going to continue this, and I say this as someone who calls herself a high functioning woman in recovery, because I've been there, I had parts then where I realized how much this doing and pushing through and living on autopilot is impacting my health and my well-being. Not just was I disconnecting from my body, unable to actually feel pleasure, and eventually ask myself, like, is this it? I'm just going to continue doing. Nothing will ever be enough. Nothing will feel good. And there's the next thing I'm going to do, the next achievement that I'm going to go for. The thing is, if you are continuously doing that because this is a survival pattern that you've learned, it is chronic stress. And eventually you will come to the point where I have been, where I was going to bed, even though I was tired, I was going to bed, but I couldn't fall asleep. Because as soon as I laid down, I realized, oh, I should have done this. Oh, and if I could have done that as well, that would have been good. Because mind me, I'm a single mom. I'm also running my own business. And then I'm living in a different country. There's no other financial, government, or family support around for years. I was in that phase where then things started to just pile up and I was doing more. And then as soon as I was laying down, I'm just like, oh, this could have been better. And maybe I should be doing that. Sometimes then getting up, writing something down, or getting back on my phone to just do something quickly, or making a quick note. And then it was just going on and on and on. Eventually I did fall asleep, but then I woke up every couple hours. I woke up and then either going to the toilet or just having ideas, or just rethinking something, or overthinking something, having another, oh yeah, maybe next time on the podcast I should have said this, and maybe I could do that better and improve here, and that would be better. And it was just like continuously going on and on and on. And then in the mornings when I woke up, the first thing I was doing was just like getting up. Oh, now I can do all these things that I just had last night and wanted to do, but it was nighttime and I had to go to sleep, as if like, oh, this was interrupting my time to actually, do more. I know, right? And I was just getting up straight away, looking at my phone, answering emails, social media posting, and I was already in the bam, 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 doing. Before that period of time, I used to have evenings and mornings and night times differently. I'm someone who loves sleeping, like loves sleeping. I love going to bed early and I would like to wake up early. I'm a very early morning person. I love to get up when everybody else is still asleep, when I can watch the sunrise. It's just really, I love the fresh mornings, the new opportunities of the day, the energy. I'm very energetic in the mornings as well. And I love to go to bed early because my energy is just eventually, yep, ready for bed. So when I put my kids to bed, I'm going to bed. And I used to have really great evening routines and morning routines. that were really nourishing. But when I got into this, really, I need to function more and I need to do more and I need to push through, I eventually dropped those things. I abandoned myself. Everything else was more important and a priority over myself. And I realized that when it really took a toll on my sleep. And eventually that really caught up with myself, because when you can't fall asleep and then wake up all the time, and then you're already thinking when you wake up, that is really impacting how you're going to feel over the day. And eventually I was feeling more edgy, exhausted, more tired, and it just didn't seem to work until I realized, and that was my big aha moment, when like all the other things then as well that come as negative effects from keeping pushing through as a high functioning woman, I realized what I am doing, and I really then prioritized myself again and just really took responsibility over my sleep again, and started to implement all my evening routines and morning routines. And I wouldn't really call them routines as such, because it can look slightly different. It's not very structured, like it has to be in this order and that way. I am more now attuned into what does actually my body need. And I have got now way more tools available, which is like very aligned with like the breathing tools, for example. There are also breathing tools that can be really relaxing and really calming and regulating, that might help you to fall asleep. Then there are breathing tools that can be really energizing, that can help you in the morning to bring that energy to start your day. There are also yoga poses, for example, meditations that you can start implementing in your evening or in your morning, and especially stretches and poses that can help you to relax. So instead of looking on the phone and still doing work and having all these 100 things in my mind, there comes a point where, okay, this gonna has to now end for the day. Now let's do something else. And then I start to implement really the tools that will suit me for that evening of where I am at. So I'm meeting myself where I am at. And this is when I then start to use different tools. Those tools, one of them, for example, could be your legs up the wall. So if you are going closer to the wall, put your butt up against the wall and then your legs up straight. That can be really relaxing. Child pose and just some nice, gentle yoga flows can be really relaxing as well. I also love the lizard stretch, which is something that I love teaching within the Pleasurelit Woman program as well, which is my 8-week tantra and somatic embodiment program for women, specifically high functioning women, high ambitious, overachieving women. Like I said, the perfectionist, the people pleaser, the independent, the strong one, the good girl, because I've been there. So this is coming from my lived experience and my 21 certifications, qualifications that I have studied. And over that time, because I've been there and I've really seen and felt the costs of pushing through and living on autopilot. And I also know what's possible when you stop surviving and start thriving in life, in business, in motherhood, in relationships. I know what's possible when you add pleasure to all of it. When pleasure becomes your priority, because that is something that requires your self-love, and it's really something that is you, that is about you. So you're prioritizing yourself, and so much comes from pleasure, which makes you feel regulated, radiant, and deliciously turned on. It gives you that what you are missing when you're just functioning and you're just like, is that it? Like, is that what's life supposed to be? Something that breaks through the high functioning, the pushing through, the overthinking is pleasure. Because for pleasure, you need to be fully present with yourself. And when you are high functioning, when you're running and performing and pushing, you are not fully present with yourself. But when you experience pleasure, you are. So that breaks it through. And it makes it all delicious. So why wouldn't you want to add pleasure? And the lizard stretch, for example, the pose is one part of the tools, of the many tools that I teach and guide my women through the Pleasurelit Woman program. That is really for high functioning women. So from high functioning to becoming the Pleasurelit woman, the one that I am embodying, and that I take you along my journey with those weekly episodes now, with all that I share behind the scenes, and that's real life happening. I'm giving you insight into how do I actually embody and integrate pleasure into my life, into my business, motherhood, relationships. And the guest episodes, there we are going to explore how others are really integrating and embodying pleasure into their life. Because I think this is really important, and that's what's needed to find out how we actually really doing it, and not just here are all the tips and this is that. So, just not that dry educating, but rather I bring you in. And that's a huge part of the Pleasurelit Woman program as well. So that is not just teaching you something, because mindset hasn't been, or knowledge hasn't been the issue for you. You know a lot, and you've probably also done a lot of healing, but it hasn't landed in your body yet. You haven't felt it yet. You haven't integrated and embodied it yet. And that's what's really the huge difference in the Pleasurelit Woman program compared to other programs, for example. We're really going to embody it. There are practical tools and embodiment practices, somatic practices, tantric rituals that have worked for me and that I am sharing and guiding you through so you can implement them as well. So yeah, the lizard stretch, for example, is one of them. And what I've also really realized recently, what has made another little shift for me that has even more improved my sleep, and I talk about that within my book, The Pleasurelit Way, as well, is making it really, really pleasurable. And what I mean by that is, within my book, I'm sharing that it is really important for me, what I've realized, that I am investing in a really good mattress, that I invest in really good, like the bedroom setup, the bedding, and how does my bedroom actually look like and feels like before I then go to bed, so that I am getting excited to go to sleep. And I've got fairy lights in there, so there's just really that more dimmed light. I've got different essential oils available there as well. I've also got different lotions, and it's just all available. Massages, then my beautiful mat, so I can do some stretches on there. I can do some breathing on there. I've got my big mirror there. I've got the blindfold there, so I can also take away my side for really more intuitive movements. It's really, really important. And I've invested into a proper mattress for ages, and pillows. Super, super important. It makes such a difference. Such a difference. A few weeks ago, I have changed my bed linen from cotton to bamboo. And oh my, I am in love. It just feels so super smooth. I was also lucky to get it in black. I have got a new pillow that also has like a bamboo side, so it's more cooling, especially here in Australia. Oh, game changer. The bamboo fitted sheet, and I've also got a new, what do you call it here in Australia? It's that blanket, the filling of the blanket. I changed that as well, so that is, believe, a mix of bamboo and cotton. Such a game changer. Just like sliding into bed is just like, And my children, same, they love being in my bed. Every time they sneak into my bed, they just like, Mom, your bed is just so amazing. We don't want to leave it. Plus, you are in here. Always warms my heart. I also have to say I have got a king size mattress and bed. And I have had it now for the last 8 years, and I have been single for that time. So I do love my space. I really do love sleeping. It is super, super important. And as I've already mentioned, it really affects your health, well-being. It affects also your hunger. It affects your energy levels. It affects how you are open to experience pleasure, your nervous system. It affects your stress levels. And because I have experienced the costs when I don't look after my sleep, and I know the difference of when I'm making my sleep a priority, there's a huge difference. It changes so much. And a lot of other things are just going to fall into place if you are prioritizing your sleep. If you are currently struggling with getting good quality sleep, I suggest you start to have a look at how you are actually approaching it. Have a look of what can you do? What can you implement? What can you change and adjust to make it more pleasurable? Maybe instead of the focus of, I should be doing all of these, just tune in what would make it more pleasurable. What would it make it more exciting for you to go to sleep, to be in bed without your phone and to just be with yourself. And if that's like good feeling bamboo bed sheets, if that's fairy lights around you, if that is essential oil that smells really good, if that's really that beautiful calming music and a really soft blindfold. I've also got one that is not just a normal blindfold. It actually has got these, I think they're like 3D blindfolds, they're called. So they've got that hole there. So you can actually open your eyes and it's all black, but it doesn't have that pressure onto your eyelids. I actually have that on my Amazon storefront, which you can find Pleasurelit with Patricia. You can find it on my website as well, pleasurelit.com/links. Most of them are book recommendations, but I do have here and there a few things that I've come across that I just really love. And those blindfolds are one of them. And when you've got your bedroom really pleasurable, you can tune into your being, becoming pleasure lit. Maybe it is some self-touch. Maybe it is some slow sensual movement to sensual music that helps you to drop into your body. Maybe it's some breathing tools or certain yoga poses. Maybe you want to massage your legs and your feet or give yourself a head massage or have got one of these massage guns or tools that might help you to drop into your body. Whatever it is that really helps you to be with you and that drops you into that pleasurable state. Going to bed when you feel radiant, regulated, and deliciously turned on as the pleasure-lit woman gives you the opportunity to also continue this in your sleep. Meaning you might experience pleasurable dreams. You might experience peak pleasure while you're sleeping without even touching yourself. Oh, at least that can happen for me. I can orgasm in my sleep without touching myself. If I am really turned on, if I'm riding those waves of pleasure before bed, I can continue that in my dreams, in my sleep, and you might wake up as well in that energy of, I love connecting with myself. And you can just continue to ride those pleasurable waves. This is just a part of what is possible. This is why I am so passionate and devoted to helping women like you to become the pleasure-lit woman. The one who feels radiant, regulated, and deliciously turned on by herself and life itself, because you deserve it. Pleasure is your birthright, and pleasure is the key that will break through your high functioning, pushing, being on autopilot and doing. It will bring you back into your body, fully present, all those feelings. It will expand your capacity to experience more, to feel more, and to hold more. You can still do all of these things that you want to do and desire, that you actually truly desire, not the ones that you think are expected of you. You can do all the things that you really truly desire, but with pleasure, from a pleasurable state instead of a pressure or performance state. That's what's possible for you. If all of that sparked something inside of you, I invite you to join us within the Pleasurelit Woman and the Pleasurelit Circle to be part of the community of women reclaiming their pleasure. For more details and how to join, go to pleasurelit.com. Now, I would love to hear from you. What has resonated from this episode with you? How has your sleeping been so far? Have you noticed how you are experiencing pleasure and your own self-love from when you don't sleep so well compared to when you have really good quality sleep? Have you noticed the difference and noticed in shift? And which one of these tools that I've just suggested and ways are you going to implement and try out? You can also access my free Pleasurelit workshop available through my emails newsletter via Substack, Pleasurelit with Patricia. You can find the link at pleasurelit.com/links. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the channel, give it a 5-star rating, and share it along so we can spread more pleasure into this world. Sending you lots of love and pleasure. Mwah.